Hi, I'm Reese.
And I'm Rebecca. Welcome to The Subject. This week, our subject is student savings. We're here to give you all the top tips, tricks and hacks on how to save your money.
Yes, in this episode, all you students who are about to go to uni or even those currently studying will be given invaluable information on how to live within your means while living away from home. We'll be discussing scholarships and bursaries, easy to cook recipes, as well as student discounts and deals.
Plus an exclusive interview with a finance guru from the student room. But first, London, one of the busiest, exciting and, be it most expensive places to study in the UK. We asked the students of Ravensbourne what advice they would give on how to make your money go further.
Tips and tricks that I have for saving money as a student would be websites like Student Bean, Uni Days and those sorts of websites, as well as looking for deals online. They'd be my main ways of finding deals and saving money really, and I'd recommend that anyone who wants to save money would do the same.
So what I do is I just get really cheap food. I cook myself a lot as well instead of getting like takeaways and things, so that saves a lot of money.
I would say a lot of things that are around for students, so you can getting like an NUS card and things like that helps students out a lot.
Budget, like your student loan comes in, say you get £1,500, work out how many weeks are in the term, divide it up, and then take out cash. Don't keep using your debit card or your credit card or whatever, because if you take out a certain amount, a cash amount each month, you're going to be able to keep track of what you're spending.
I make my money go further by planning out specifically what I'm going to be buying for the week when I go shopping, because it makes it easier to stick to, what you're going to be doing and plan out for the week how your evening's going to be going.
Get a job. Literally, that's the best thing you could do is get a job. Get a job that pays you. Go part-time, anything, agency work, do it, man, because in uni you need money. To do anything in uni you need money, so don't go and spend it on stupidness.
In terms of like eating a week, I tend to buy as I go rather than buying in bulk, because sometimes buying in bulk, you might not eat all the food and it'll go out of date, so you kind of wasted quite a lot of money by doing that.
Some invaluable advice and a real sense of experience there from the students of Ravensbourne. Now remember, if you want to provide an opinion, give advice or ask us questions related to this week's subject, you can get in touch with us using the links just here. Also, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel for more of these subject episodes.
Thanks, Reese. Now back to the subject at hand. Students are renowned for being on a small budget and living off baked beans. We can't live off pot noodles forever. So we went and took Reese to the kitchen to show us a quick, easy and most importantly, cost-effective meal to make.
Yes, thank you, Becca. I'm here today to show you how to make a cheap and easy meal that is also delicious. For this recipe, you're going to need some chicken, a red onion, some honey, and some barbecue sauce. So for the first step, we're going to make our sweet barbecue sauce. The way we're going to do this is we're going to mix our sauces together. So obviously you're going to need your honey and you're going to need your barbecue sauce. Now if you get yourself a nice big bowl so that we can mix the sauces together nicely. And the measurements for this is 3 parts barbecue sauce to 1 part honey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 6 spoons of barbecue sauce to 2 spoons of honey. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to mix it together so it's all mixed together nicely. So our next step is to cut the red onion. Just a tip for you, if you put your red onion in the freezer half an hour before you start cooking, it shouldn't make you cry. So now it's time to take our chicken, and what we're going to do with our chicken is we are going to dice it nicely into concise cubes. So now that we've finished cutting our chicken, it's time to fry it. If you turn your hob up to a medium heat and add some oil to the pan. So we're just going to fry the chicken and make sure that it's thoroughly cooked. Just a quick tip for you, just make sure that you don't turn the chicken too much so that it gets the opportunity to brown on each side. So now that our chicken's beginning to brown, we're going to go and get our sauce that we prepared earlier and add it to the pan. And if we make sure we stir it all round nicely so that the sauce covers all the chicken. So now that we've done that, we're again going to go back to what we did earlier and we're going to add the onions to our pan. So when all of your ingredients are cooked, what we're going to do is we're going to quickly turn off the hob and we're going to serve it. And now, it's my favourite part, it's time to try it. That's so good. So, if you want a cheap meal that's easy to make and is also absolutely delicious, follow this recipe and you really can't go wrong.
I was pretty happy with that, if I don't say so myself.
Yeah, it looked pretty good actually. Now, for many students, university is the first time they will live independently and manage their own finance and learn the value of money. It can be a daunting experience, trying to find the balance between working hard and playing hard. But you're not on your own. There are other students in the same position as you and numerous organisations to help you. One of the most popular of these are the Student Room. It's used by over 8 million visitors a month and provides an online voice for students to help each other, find advice and get support. And joining us here today is Community Director and Finance Guru, Jack Wallington. Well, hi Jack, thank you for coming in today. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So I'm Jack, I work at the Student Room, which is a large student website, and we get over 8 million people coming to visit us each month, and we offer loads of advice for students on how to get through university, but one of the things is around student finance and advising on saving money throughout uni.
So what do you think for students is the main problem that they face?
I think for students the main problem with finance is literally the lack of finance, and for the first time they have to manage that themselves. So there is no set guidelines on how to manage your finances, and for the first time students going to university have to look after all of their expenditures and look after what's going in and out of their bank account. And that's quite a big lesson actually for people. So there's quite a lot to learn, and it takes quite a lot of time to do that, and perhaps most people don't appreciate that.
When students, they find they can't go out quite as much socially, are there any deals or discounts that you would recommend?
Yeah, I think there's lots of different things. Quite often restaurants do 2-for-1 deals for different restaurants. So keep an eye out for those sort of vouchers which you get around train stations or in places like W. Smith. But also there's Taste Card if you want to. It might be worth investing in Taste Card because then you get different deals throughout the week. But also keep an eye out for BYO, so bring your own restaurants, because one of the most expensive things with meals is the drinks on top of that. So if you can find a restaurant which lets you bring your own drinks, then you'll save quite a lot of money by taking along wine or beer yourself.
What do you think the typical students spend their most money on?
I guess for every student the biggest cost will be rent, and then bills and taxes on top of that. So that takes a huge chunk of their money, and there's also going to be things like clothes and cosmetics, which are actually really expensive, and then of course food. And once you've spent all of that, then there might be a little bit left over for the fun stuff like going out and films and video games and things.
Do you have any tips or solutions to help people with that?
Yeah, I think really get to know your bank account. That's one of the best things, I think, is to actually look at your account every day, and if you don't know how many pounds you've got, you shouldn't be spending any of them, I think. So if you actually build an Excel spreadsheet, so get a bit geeky, and actually type down how much money you're getting in from your loan, how much you're getting from your part-time job if you've got one, and then also look down at your expenses so that you know exactly how much is coming in and going out. And if you're really aware of that and how much money you've got, then you shouldn't really go over or run out of money, hopefully.
Yeah. Do you have any top tips that you'd love to give to students?
Yeah, I think my number one tip, I think, would be avoid extra debt at all cost. It's really difficult, I know, when you've got limited finances, but try not to borrow for friends, and really do try to avoid credit cards, because if you get a credit card, you'll build up the debt, and then also you'll then be charged extra every month, and it can start to be quite hard to get out of that once you're in it. So if you can, avoid that debt.
Well, thank you very much for coming in today. Some really, really great advice.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that's all we've got time for today. Don't forget you can find loads more on today's subject online. The links are below. But for now, bye from us.
Thank you for joining us. We will see you again soon. Bye for now.